of attachment. The topic of discussion, what is the cause of attachment? And the tune that's coming to my head for the first 1 minute meditation, the tune that's coming to me is today, Tattvamasi neti neti, तुम हो वही ये नहीं तत्त्वमसि नेति नेति तुम हो वही ये नहीं महावाक्य ये कहता है यही तुम एक आत्मा हो तन मन नहीं. What is the cause of attachment? What is it that makes us so unhappy? What creates expectations? What creates disappointments? What is this attachment? Why is it caused? Yes, my dear friends, let us start. Anybody who would like to touch on the subject of attachment? What is the cause of attachment? We have Krishna, Chidanand, Girish Ananda, and Nichani. Yes, many people on the call. Krishna.
Shivoham, sir.
Where Shoham?
So the one cause for attachment is ignorance, that we are the body, ego, mind, and nobody is ours and nothing is ours.
So how does one overcome it?
As you have taught us, detach attachment. And when you
Is
think
it
that everything is Guru's, everything is God's prasadam, you enjoy the prasadam, but nothing is ours. You always tell the example of being in a hotel room. So you enjoy, but it's not ours.
why is it so difficult? If such a simple truth, why is
It
it
is
so
not
difficult?
difficult. It's not difficult.
Okay, you've said the answer in a very simple way.
So it's
But,
not difficult because you said, let me share one experience today. What I did, morning I shared with Vanita also. After learning so many things, I'm so ashamed to tell this. But all these years, I think I lost my dad in 2010. And all these years, the last shirt he wore, along with the medicine stain, it was a important piece in my wardrobe. Every day I touch it, I feel it. I think I need that for my strength. But after this last week, our calls were so profound. Today morning, I burnt it. And I was feeling so liberated myself. So today I shared it with Vanita. And today, when I saw attachment, I was thinking, my God, it's such a coincidence. We don't know what we get attached to. It can be a thing, a person, or a place. I was so attached to Delhi, and God kicked me out from Delhi and put me in South India. But I got you. So it's all good now when you accept.
actually, attachment is a very big addiction.
Yes.
And like you said, even a simple thing like a shirt. That shirt symbolically drags you into not a shirt. That means your shirt drags you to those memories, drags you into the past, which is has no meaning. It's over. I mean, now you realize that it's over. It's nothing. You cannot do anything about it.
It was so liberating. So even when I burned, I was thinking my dad is laughing and enjoying the whole thing. He's so happy with me now.
Yeah, because he doesn't want you to be miserable. If he
Yeah,
was,
true.
nobody would want you to be miserable, right? Okay, good, nice, good sharing. I'm happy. Chidanand, when we have some stories like this, it helps everybody because somebody else may be doing something else, so it helps. Yes, Chidanand.
Shivam Guruji,
Sir.
I think the cause for attachment is only false identification with the body mind. And that's basically springing from what said Krishna said, ignorance. So day you understand what is what, you are liberated. And you see the whole world as Maya.
But as we talk on this call, it looks so simple. I mean, I told Krishna it's so. She said, yes, it is so simple. That is the irony of the whole matter, right?
Okay.
The world is struggling. The whole world is struggling with this whole subject. In fact, next week I'm doing a topic called life meter. I just got the idea today. How people are struggling in this world. It's
I
not.
personally feel it's happening because, see, in all the religious, even if you are a religious person, they give importance to mind. Ye man bada, they make the man, they glorify this mind. And it is only when I came to this in contact with you, that concept that mind is a bundle of thoughts. So it has existence as long as the bundle persists. So that subtle realization, that mind is nothing but bundle of thoughts, and then everybody knows mind is the cause of all misery. All that jnana is there, but we give existence to mind, not realizing that thoughts and minds are two separate things. And I think that is basically, unless we know how to still the mind, kill the mind, it's this identification of the mind automatically reads in, I false identification of the body and mind, and then the attachment and all other aspects come into play.
There's a man who is on one leg is in the grave. One leg is in the grave, but he's still worrying about मेरा इधर 200 रुपए पड़ा है 200 उधर चार. He has got so much money he cannot
और
spend in food.
जाते जाते पुण्य करके जाना है. So he'll tell his children, do this, so
No,
that
they
I
don't want,
gain punya.
doesn't want to give also, no.
Yes. That also is another type of mentality.
Because they're still thinking that insecurity, what tomorrow if I don't have that whole mindset. Well, that's why it's called mindset. The mind has created a set, and you are set in that, and then you are not able to. Good, Girish Ananda, thank you, Girish Anand, and Nichani Aham Siva.
Believing only the dream world is false and this waking world is truth is the cause of attachment.
Good, new perspective. Because we are not attached to a dream. Are we attached to a dream? Suppose in the dream you had a Mercedes Benz, and in the dream you left it in the road because it was not working. Now you wake up from the dream, and the Mercedes is lying on the road. Are you going to go back to bring the Mercedes car? No, because but everything is a dream. What Girish is saying, everything, this waking world is mithya. And this is the problem. We are not understanding. We are not able to understand. Even though we come on this call every day, right? Every day we are on this call. How many people understand that this world is mithya? We are unable to understand. Why? Because we are attached. Who is which? What is mine? Who is mine? What is mine? Nothing is mine. So even though the reality is so simple, why do we struggle? So because we think that this world is Satya. We don't realize Jagat Mithya, Prabhu Satya. We don't realize this. This is the biggest problem. Good. Girish, anything more other than Ashok Nichani?
Ram Sarji.
Sir.
Sarji, I have some simple answers, Sarji.
Yes, tell us.
There are many reasons for attachment.
Mm.
Like examples, trust. When you trust some person, you are attached to him. When emotional attachment, childhood attachment, parents, and some fear attachments leading to fear, some attachments leading to fear. Suppose I leave this person's, then I will not be able to live peacefully.
So what is all the cause of all these attachments?
The cause of the attachments is desire, Sarji.
It is mind. This MIND, misery, ignorance, negativity, and desire. If you remove mind, if you remove the misery, ignorance, negativity, that's why how I started the meditation today. What did I say? I said Tattvamasi Neti Neti. This is Tattvamasi Neti Neti is told to us 3,000 years back. 3,000 years back.
Because we think I am I.
So
examples, can I give you a few examples, Sarji, for attachment?
Yes.
Sarji, for example, a child who was 6 years old, and he was very fond of cars. So he asked his father to buy a Ferrari car, and a Ferrari car arrived at their home. And immediately seeing the car, he was so happy. He went and scribbled on the car, "I love you, Dad." And the father, seeing the son scratching something, he came, and seeing that he has scratched something, he slapped him. And then after what he read, "I love you, Dad," he had written on the car. So the father had so much of attachment to the car that he ate his own son slapped.
Yes,
That
so
is attachment.
attachment has got different types of miseries.
Many reasons, Sajid. Like for money,
Sometimes,
attachment for money,
yeah, sometimes attachment. A mother loves her son so much
so
that
much.
she doesn't buy medicine for herself. She
Correct, Sajid.
doesn't buy medicine for herself, but she buys cigarette for her son.
Right, correct,
She
sir.
doesn't want to. She doesn't want to buy medicine for herself,
Love for the child.
but she wants cigarettes. Son likes to smoke cigarettes.
Cigarettes.
So this is a problem. This is what creates misery in our life. What Krishna told today so beautifully. She said she had a last shirt of her father, and every day she used to touch that shirt, and today she burnt it. So how can we let go? How can that's why the book is called the 10 Commandments of Detached Attachment, right?
Yes, sir.
How can we overcome? How can we overcome attachment, which becomes the cause of our misery, our unhappiness? Ahimsip, good Ashok. Ahimsip and Siva.
Shivoham, Guruji, and everyone else on the call. I love you
Yes,
all. Guruji, the cause of attachment is our deep-rooted ignorance. Till our death, we think this word is real. We don't realize the truth. And also our false ego, I, me, mine, and our self-obsession, self-importance. We think that without us, this world will collapse. Who will take care of our children? And this is our responsibility to take care of our family, etc. So me, mine, doership. These are the main causes of attachment.
And how do you overcome it?
Overcome by realizing the truth. I am that. This is all Maya, Leela, and we are part of drama, actors.
So what we
And
talk on
your
this call every day is a simple solution to the problem. But I feel that the simple solution is so difficult. This is my honest submission. Because we say, theoretically saying it is not a problem. Saying anybody can say it. But it's about living it. How can we live it?
Guruji, but since last 2 years we have been in this call, I am free from attachments 99%. 1% would be still there, but 99% I'm free from attachments, sufferings, etc. These don't bother. Acceptance, surrender, it's coming and coming and coming. We are growing into it every
So
day.
some people think that attachment, being detached means you must stop loving. How can you love with detachment? Can you love? Is it possible to love with detachment? Can there be deep-rooted love? How?
It has to be detached attachment.
So therefore, you love the divine. You don't love the skin, but the divine that is within. When
Yes.
that love is there, then you are free from the attachment.
Yeah, I
Siva,
don't remember correctly 10 commandments, but it's flap AMPS, which I don't remember exactly now. But
FHLEPAMIPS. Thou shall be free, thou shall be happy, thou shall love
thou shalt
all,
love, thou shalt
thou
be
shall not have
happy.
expectations.
Peace.
So I also am struggling to find Siva. Who knows it can read out. Who knows all the FHLEPAMIPS can read out for everybody. Yes, Siva.
Sure, Guruji. As you said, we can love everyone without attachment. Because I'm very sure only people also say, if I am not in contact, they completely forget me. Because we're out of sight, out of mind. Very easily they say out of sight, out of mind. So if they cannot remember me, so who is attached to you? No one is attached to us. Actually, we are only clinging. With possession also, for tomorrow we need something or the other for our security. Everything is our own making, I feel. Otherwise, there is no attachment as such. You can be happy with detached attachment. By seeing everyone as a manifestation of God, and sip everywhere, they are all sip. By seeing sip in everyone, you can get over the attachment. Whether
Actually,
it is our near and dear ones or whoever it is.
absolutely. And this getting away from attachment is not about just attachment. This is the doorway to liberation.
Liberation, yes.
If you want moksha, you want nirvana, attachment is just one of the symptoms. A person who is attached is not liberated.
Not liberated. And
But
attachment also vanishes when you see everyone as a manifestation or as sip. Attachment vanishes slowly.
correct. So this is why I had the topic today, because attachment has got a direct relationship with enlightenment. Because the moment we are attached, I mean, I'm talking about if we are complete slaves of our attachment. You know, as I told you, the biggest problem, a person who's attached is ready to give up enlightenment. But a person who's not attached will never give up enlightenment. For example, this is the highest level of example.
Yes.
If you are attached, you will give up God. But if you have learned art of detached attachment, you will never give up your purpose. You will never give up your awakening. You will never give up your the priority of your life. Your priority of your life gets ruined because of attachment. And
Because
this is called,
yes, this attachment, we think we are getting happiness, which is not permanent.
They're getting only pleasure. They're getting only pleasure. You're not getting, yeah.
Yeah.
And that pleasure will make you unhappy. Ultimately will make you unhappy.
Yes.
Sonia, thank you. Sonia and Siri.
Hi, AiR.
Hi, Sonia.
Hi. So with regards to attachment, I feel like it's very natural for the world to be attached. It's the way we are. You know, we have our family, which we love a lot. We have material things that we love. It's just the way it is. It's not surprising that the world is attached to everything around, because you know that's our nature. But how do we change that, and how do we live in a detached manner is the question.
So that's what we are talking. So when the first beginning of this call, when you realize your true identity, first of all, right? Who is attached? Sonia is attached. Sonia is attached because Sonia thinks I'm Sonia.
Yeah, we don't know who we really are. So
Yeah. The moment
we're even so attached to our own body.
Yeah, and your name, even your name.
Yeah.
So suppose somebody told me when I was Ravi that Ravi is an idiot. Oh, I would feel so upset if somebody told Ravi is an idiot.
Yeah.
So, but the mantra we said is, you know, it's called FHLEPAMIPS, which is thou shalt be free. 10 commandments. Thou shalt be free. Thou shalt be happy. Thou shalt love all. Thou shalt not have expectations. Thou shalt not lose peace of mind. We wrote 10 commandments. Thou shalt accept and surrender. Thou shalt not be miserable. Thou shalt overcome ignorance. Thou shalt live with purpose. And thou shalt live as a divine soul. So I just pulled out this FHLEPAMIPS. So this is what can change our life.
So what I think about these things, they're great, but how do we practically do it is we need to be attached to something greater. In this case, SIP. It's only when you're attached to something greater that your attachment to the world loosens.
And how do you get attached to SIP? How do you get attached to SIP?
By building that relationship,
By
by
realizing you are SIP.
correct,
The
correct.
moment you feel that connection that I am SIP, the moment every day what comes to your mind is I am SIP. I am not Sonia. I am the supreme immortal power that's manifesting as Sonia. The moment the realization comes, attachment goes, attachment dissolves.
Yeah, yeah. So it is attachment to something greater that loosens the attachment to the world. It it's the attachment that creates the detachment. Because I think to tell someone just detach from all your loves, all your family, or everything around you, it's not easy.
So Sonia,
It's like
can I ask you a question? If you go to a
yes,
hotel
please.
room, do you get attached to the blanket and the pillow?
No, because you know you're a guest.
That is the secret.
Yeah,
When you
yeah.
know, when you know that I am a guest here and I'm going to go, is it so difficult? Look at this. I hope this is also covered in my book, the 10 Commandments of Detached Attachment. I hope, I'm sure that this is covered in the book. That when we know that we are a guest, we come. What did we bring? When we see somebody die, we see a near and dear person die. What are they taking with them?
Nothing, nothing
Nothing.
at all.
It's so
Yeah.
it's so simple. We can see it through and through.
Yes, it is very simple, but I think when we speak of the world is not at that realization. Like, so let me give you an example. I'm sure everyone is hearing about what is happening in LA with the fires. People are losing their homes, they're all burning. In one day, everything is gone in terms of their worldly possessions, and crying, and because it's attachment, right? But it's now to tell someone that, oh, that's nothing, you're not taking any of that, just be detached to all of it. It's not easy. They have to first realize it before you even get to the place where it doesn't hurt you, it doesn't affect you, it doesn't shake you as much.
Yeah. I know it's not easy. What you're saying, it's not it's not at all easy to say give up attachment. That's why spirituality strengthens your realization, strengthens your being conscious of who you are. This is what we are talking about every day. Practically, practically, it can't happen in one flash. It is layer after layer. For example, Sonia, you said, suppose a person is a strong believer of karma. Then if a house gets burnt, of course, hopefully they have another home or they have some other asset, right? They say, okay, it's my karma. It's not happened just like that. There's some
Correct.
karma.
Yeah, yeah.
So each layer of
But that's
understanding.
not the thought of most people. Their thought
Oh,
is, why is this happening to me? How can this happen to me? What is like, why is God letting this happen?
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
this is
cursing God, actually cursing God, right? God, what
exactly.
the hell? Why did my that cruel neighbor of mine, their house is saved and my house has got burned? Why my
Yeah.
house?
Yeah. Or why are you making the winds so strong where the fires are burning everything I have? It's all those thoughts, correct. But you have to build that understanding, that realization before you face difficulty in order to actually realize that this is my karma. Otherwise it's not an aha moment during the difficult time,
No,
right?
you can't. So that's why, good, well said. We have to strengthen this. For example, today we're saying, what is the cause of attachment? It is ignorance. It is ignorance, not knowing who am I, not knowing why things are happening. If one becomes very clear about who am I, what is life, why it's happening, then at least you will be stronger. I'm not saying you will overcome all your you will be able to be a Superman when things happen, but at least you will be much stronger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good,
Correct.
good.
And I wanted to give that example when I say it's attaching to that power that makes you detached from the world. It's like an example of like a girl who's in India, when the girls get married, their parents would tell them, okay, it's time for you to get married. Forget about us. You're going to your new home. You're going to your spouse. now you have to, that's where your attachment has to be. Just forget about us. It's not possible for her to do that. Just logically, it's not possible because that's where she's attached. But once she starts building a relationship with her husband, once she starts being in that loving, and then she's little by little, her parents take a back step, and the husband becomes the, the importance is placed on the husband. It's the same thing. Once you start building that relationship with SIP, once you start realizing, then the world takes a back step. But just to say forget the world, it's not possible.
And there are two steps in that, Sonia. When you build a relationship with SIP with the duality that you and SIP are separate, it's good. But when you become non-dual, when you realize that you are nothing but SIP, then you have an ecstasy. Then nothing matters. Then you're able to actually live with the mantra, nothing matters.
Yeah, exactly.
Not very easy to do, but that's the ultimate goal.
Yeah, but it's a process.
Yeah, thank you.
It's what we have to work towards. Thank you.
Thank you. Siri. Yes, Siri.
Shivoham Guruji.
Shivoham.
Yes, we are attached because of this body, mind, and ego. This is mine, that is mine, and all. To overcome this is we have to live as detached attachment, FHLDPAMIPS. Then one more thing is we have to have more longer for this. That is what we learned in the call. If you have more attachment towards it, so this attachment will become less because you will get more attached to that. So this will automatically become less. Your longing for shit should be so much that this will automatically come down. So
Beautiful. That's one of the, Sonia started it, but you've added one new word to it. We've added a new word, that longing. Huh?
Yes.
That longing for SIP.
Yes.
So there's no harm in being attached to SIP in that sense, because attachment with SIP is detachment from the world.
Yes.
Correct. When you are attached to SIP.
Yes. You used to like pyasa, pani ko pyasa ko pani ka pyas, then the beloved for this one. So like that you should be for SIP. Then automatically these things will come.
And what happens in the other end, Siri, if you have attachment for a worldly person or possession or pleasure, what happens then?
We will again come into samsara and bhoga.
No, yes. Then you're detached from SIP.
Correct. Detachment. Correct.
Because if you're holding hand with one, so therefore, and what is the magic? What is the magic? You know, what is the magic?
Yes, I am not this, I am that. You have to realize that. And
what is the ultimate magic?
Ultimate magic is only SIP is there. That is ultimate.
Becoming attached to SIP as the manifestation. Suppose today I am in love with my dog. I'm attached to my dog. I'm madly in love with my dog. But I'm not madly in love with the dog. I'm madly in love with SIP that is appearing as in my dog. That is the highest secret. But that attachment will not be only for one person. It will be for SIP manifesting. Maybe in 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%. But therefore, this is the magic of detached attachment. This is the magic of Prema Yoga. So it's not easy, again, as I'm telling you, but being able to love SIP and be attached to SIP. For example, you have compassion. You're ready to do anything with that compassion. What is compassion? This Shiva Gyani Jana Seva. You are willing to serve more than you are willing to serve your own family. Your family has no relevance anymore. Because Vasudeva Kutumbakam. Because you find the whole world is belonging to SIP. Okay, good. We are progressing well. Thanks. Bliko. So today's call is really awakening. Huh? This call has got a very good meaning. I didn't realize that it's got such a deep meaning. Yes.
Shivoham, love you all as a SIPs. And with last two, discussion with everything is covered, but which I was about to tell. So nothing is tell, but I will like to share one practical example, like Krishna tell. When my mother was sick, this is 35 years back. I was not that much, in the spirituality, but I was young, and I was, looking for that. So what happened? She was suffering before she died because the kidney was failed, and it was at that time it was not possible to transplant and other things because doctor said it is already past that stage. So she was suffering, and then dialysis, it is very painful. I saw with my eyes what happened in dialysis. Body was, So I prayed at that time to God that let this body go, my mother, take it, because I can't see this suffering and there is no end to this suffering. So uh, prayer was there for that, right? And then after 6 months, she, passed away. So I could not cry. Surprisingly, I could not cry whole day. Everybody was crying. Couldn't I said, this is what I was praying to God. So that's okay. After that, next day I could try to, it automatic came and I cried. But then after everything was finished, my father gave me one photo of my mother and said, keep this photo and hang it to your home. I didn't touch that photo. I took that photo, and there was we pray Gayatri Mata, so it was Gayatri photo was there. I put it there. I said, Father, you tell Gayatri is our mother, right? So this my mother is also, body was there and she passed away. So why should I keep the photo? The Atma merged with Paramatma. My mother is now Gayatri Mata, and they both become one. So I should not take the photo. And my father was just stunned. He said, you are right. You are not taking photo, really? I said, yeah, I'm not taking. And I haven't taken the photo. I don't have my mother's photo till today. And I don't regret about that. I feel happy once I got all this knowledge in this call, and after reading so many things. I said, this is true, because when you know who am I, when you know the soul consciousness, when you are in the soul consciousness, this everything, all attachment will automatically go. But you have to be prepared, like the Sonia was telling, you have to prepare. If you are not prepared, like today I'm sitting in the house, tomorrow fire comes, because here any house can get fired, that and it's all wooden house. You will find nothing. Like LA, there are houses are on fire. The big mansion type houses are on fire. The millions of dollars of property is gone. And you have to prepare it. It can happen to you also. People are, just when you are spectacle of something happening, a plane crash and 15 people died, you just take coffee and say, yeah, it happened. That's very easy. But when you are in that situation, if you are not prepared, or your relatives are in there, you will felt heartbreak because you are not prepared. So the preparation is important. The knowledge has to get realization that who am I? Really, I am attached with SIP only. All other attachments are just temporary, and that knowledge will liberate you from the attachment, and you will be attached, but your attachment will be detached attachment.
Why
So
did
that
Buddha?
will look like, and people will not understand this. I'm telling you, this detached attachment, people will not understand, because people are telling me now I become grandfather, so I have very little nice granddaughter. So when I play with her, and I was preparing to go to India, so some relative asked me, "Oh, you are playing and you are enjoying. So how can you leave her and you live there?" I said, "I'm playing, but I am not attached. If she is not there, I'm also happy." Because people don't understand this detached attachment. People think that, oh, he's just talking, but when it is only you can tell from your inside that how much attached you are.
The Buddha, what the Buddha say? He said, attachment is the root cause of all suffering.
All
This
suffering,
is
you're right.
this is the Buddha's saying. Correct. And what
Perfect.
is detachment? Detachment is not that you should not own anything, but
Hmm.
nothing should own you.
Own you, yeah.
Yeah,
You are in
you
the boat, but your boat is in the water, but water should not come in
yeah.
your boat, right?
It
Otherwise,
means
you
it
will
means
think.
you can still love and you can still care,
Yeah,
but don't keep on expecting.
expect
So the beauty of detachment is you love deeply, but
deeply.
you surrender. What today only somebody wrote to me, I want to experience divine love.
Hmm.
So what did I write back to that person who told me I want to experience divine love? I said, if you want to experience divine love, then you love. Without you wanting love, you wanting to be loved. The moment you are craving to be loved, that's where you get hurt. That is the
Yeah.
attachment.
You
But if
start
you
loving.
love,
Yeah.
if you love
Yeah.
beautifully, you love from the bottom of your soul. That is divine love. So that is the challenge. The problem is we want to be loved. If we don't get loved, we get unhappy. This is attachment. If
Correct.
somebody doesn't call me, I become unhappy. If somebody doesn't give me something, I become unhappy. If somebody doesn't be good to me, I become unhappy. This is the root cause. So our expectation, our clinging to expectations, our clinging to impermanent things, this is going to make us unhappy.
And then this man we are talking about ego and mind is the root cause of man mithya dukha. It will
Absolutely.
give you only that things, right? Consciousness will only give you Satchidanand, and that is
Therefore,
coming.
our song is very good now. Our song is "Tum
Yeah.
aao to bhi khush na aao to bhi khush, jo milo to bhi khush na milo to bhi khush." Huh? If you come, I'm happy. If you don't
Very
come,
nice.
also I'm happy. You are happy now. What is my latest mantra? You know, in attachment, my latest mantra is "You are happy now. I'm happy." If you are happy, if you are happy, I am happy. This is attachment, not that I am happy. I want to be happy. The I wanting to be happy is the problem. Okay, good, Bliko. Long at one. Premchand ji, bataiye. Premchand and Rumata ji.
Is somewhat different, Gurudev. The first is that due to the world is true, due to ignorance. First point for attachment. First point for attachment is ignorance, that world is true. Second point is attachment for this I am a doer, each and everything. मैं एक मिनट की एक कहानी सुनाता हूँ आपको। एक सेठ जी थे, मर रहे थे, गर्दन हिलाई, बेटों ने सोचा कुछ कहना चाहते थे, वो कह नहीं पाए। उधर से एक साधु निकला, उसने कहा मैं 2000 रुपए लूंगा, मैं बता दूंगा क्या कहना चाहते, 1 मिनट के लिए जिंदा कर दूंगा। सेठ जी जिंदा हो गए। सेठ जी बोले मेरे जिंदे रहते वो गाय झाड़ू खा रही है और तुम उसे रोक नहीं पा रहे हो, तो फिर बाद में क्या होगा मेरे। तो दैट इज द इम्पोर्टेंस। मतलब आई एम डूअर, आई एम डूअर, आई एम डूअर। अगर आप डूअर नहीं है तो कुछ भी अटैचमेंट नहीं आएगा। तो बेसिकली ये है कि आई आई आई, अगर आई है तो सिर्फ नहीं है, सिर्फ है तो आई नहीं है। तो अटैचमेंट का कारण है आई।
Because the ego is identity, false identity. जैसे बोलते हैं ना, मैं कौन हूँ।
बस सेठ जी के दिमाग में था कि जो कुछ किया है मैंने ही किया है, तो ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है कि गाय झाड़ू खा जाए। तो मेरे कहने का मतलब है कि आई है सबसे बड़ा कारण अटैचमेंट का। मैंने मेरे बेटे को पढ़ाया, मेरा फादर है, 1 महीना बीमार रहे, मैं डेली प्रार्थना करता था प्रभु इनको उठा ले, प्रभु इनको उठा ले। और जब वो उठ गए तो मैंने सबसे पहले प्रभु से ही बोला थैंक यू वेरी मच। क्योंकि फादर थे मगर अटैचमेंट नहीं था उस जमाने में भी, आज से 35 years बैक, कि भाई प्रभु इनको उठा लेंगे।
He was sick, right? He was suffering. So that's why
he was suffering, and I know that he had to go. And he also knew that he had to go. तो उसने कहा था, उन्होंने मुझसे कहा था सब चीज निमट गई ना, मैंने कहा निमट गई। तो मैं प्रार्थना करी, प्रार्थना उनके as soon as he left this body, first of all I told to God, thank you very much.
Okay. No, good that we need to have like this strength, and we must first of all realize who is attached. It is the I. You are absolutely
I.
Rumataji, yes, we must first get rid of the I. I must be destroyed. I must transcend it. Yeah. Yes, Rumataji. Thank you.
प्रणाम गुरुजी, शिवोहम।
बोलिए।
Guruji, mother is attached to child because all the time she is thinking, I have given birth, I have given birth. And without thinking that we all are children of SIP. So unless and until we think that SIP is only responsible for bringing the child or anybody in the world, attachment cannot go. Mother will always say, my child, my child. And then secondly, Guruji, if we do not remember, these relations are all not permanent. Till we are here, the relations are there. Whenever we leave, all the relations go away. So if we realize, वही गुरुजी आपका ही भजन है ना, खुद को छोड़ा तो मिल गया भगवान. तो वही बात है कि हमें खुद को छोड़ना पड़ेगा. हमें we have to take the faith in SIP, that SIP is for all of us. We are all children of SIP.
What we are talking in the call every day, this realization, self-realization, Abhi Premchandji said, when there is a self-realization that neti neti tattvamasi, when there's a realization that I am a manifestation of SIP, immediately attachment goes. You are detached from everything. You are
Yes,
detached from money, from properties, from people, from addictions, from pleasures. You become detached from everything. But you need to reach that point. Thank you, Rekha Parwani. Is Rekha there? Otherwise, Will or Ahem Atma? Who is because the video is not on.
Shivoham,
yes, Rekha.
Today my daughter called and said in her daughter's school, my granddaughter's school, one 11th standard girl committed suicide. So what, like, I mean, spirituality, how do we go by with this? Schools should have spirituality subject. What can we do for that?
What can you do for what? For in schools because of this?
I wanted to say, like, these are committing suicide to teach them.
Young children are committing suicide. Young children who are not able to meet education, they're not able to study, they are committing suicide. Young children who are getting into relationships are committing suicide. Young children who are getting into addictions are committing suicide. Yeah, but this is the problem. And unless we teach the young children who are via our family to be strong, to have ethics, values, this will continue. How can you stop it? So this is not one-off case, right? This is not a one-off case. Hundreds of children are committing suicide.
So now, even schools, we cannot teach them. They should have one subject on spirituality. Actually, how do we go by this?
Yeah, so there's something they have. They used to have moral science, and they used to have that type of subject. But
now the moral science also is not there. Right? They don't have any subject which is for religion also. Even religion, they don't have.
I think depends. Different schools. Some of the schools who are religious schools, the Christian schools may be having. Of course, there are some Gurukul type of schools. They have got class. It all depends which school. But we have to teach. We have to teach in our homes. We don't have to wait. We have to teach. What you can do with the children that you have, you teach the people who you know. And finally, it is their karma and it is their conditioning. It's not that you can indoctrinate them. You can't force them to learn.
Even if she committed suicide, it was her karma which made her do this.
Yes, if she's in 11th standard, 12th standard, she's intelligent. She's using her mind and intellect. She's not a kid. She's not an 8-year-old or 7-year-old or 6-year-old. The moment we are conscious of our actions, then it's our karma. Okay, Will, thank you. Will and Mahatma.
Shivong, thanks for taking this call. So this is a huge subject. I think it covers everything you said. All you're going to say will be about this subject. It all relates to it. And you can kind of emphasize one or two things. For me, I think the aspect I would emphasize is what they call kalyana mitta. In the Buddha used the word kalyana mitta. Kalyana is like wise friends. If you're with wise friends, then you're very fortunate. But many people, they get involved with unwise or foolish friends. This is the danger. This causes all kinds of trouble. And in Buddhism, attachment is linked to suffering. So it's the same. Where you attachment, then there's suffering. And they have what's called the Four Noble Truths. The Four Noble Truths is the Buddha's jewel of jewels, and it's his way of explaining that suffering is like an education. This is for you to examine. If you're suffering, you're attached. And so this is like a warning sign. But
So the Buddha speaks a lot about attachment, right? The whole root cause of dukkha.
Well, the Pali language probably has about 10 or 15 different words for attachment. They have this word trisna, tanha. That's it's kind of like attachment. Upadana. There's many words for attachment, and the whole essence is about it. There's two things in Buddhism. Well, there's several, but one is defilement. That's a very strong cause. They use the word asava, kilesa, nivarana, these things. So defilement is a very important thing in Buddhism to purify your mind. Do good things, refrain from doing bad things, purify your mind. So this is an essence. Why do people's mind become defiled with greed, hatred, delusion? Because they're associated with unwise friends. People who you talk to, the newspapers you read, the internet connections you make, all of this creates suffering, and it will damage you. It creates defilement in your soul, and that creates many trouble.
Ultimately, the point is this: that if there is awakening, if there's realization, if there's consciousness of the truth, then you can overcome all the problems. Therefore, in simple words, if we realize, like even, for example, who's holding the karma, all these things come from one realization. And the Upanishads talk of just one realization in 5 words. Neti, neti, tattvamasi. 5 words. I'm not the body, mind, ego. I'm the divine soul. And this liberates you from suffering, liberates you from attachment, liberates you from everything. But getting this into our head is a problem, because the mind stops us from absorbing this. Neti, what you are also very fond of. The neti method is the method to be free from attachment. Who's attached? If I am not the body, mind, ego, then who's attached? Why should I be attached? Okay, so Aham Atma. Thank you, Will. I don't know if you want to say something. Aham Atma.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Just I reached from office. I parked my car and rushingly coming inside to speak, actually. Anyhow, thanks for it. Really, the greatest sin as far as the humanity is concerned, from my point of view, is considering ourselves as our body and considering every object which belongs to SIP as ours. The reason for attachment, in a very simple word, that is, I think you must be knowing. In Tamil, one greatest poet, the greatest poet of all time in all languages for the entire universe, there is a book called Tirukkural. Tirukkural is written by an immortal poet, Thiruvalluvar. In his Tirukkural, what he says is, if a person removes from his mind me and mine, this Tirukkural is a common holy book which is hailed as the most famous book in the whole world, and everybody knows it actually. But the persons who are having mother tongue other than Tamil may not be knowing and may be knowing. In Tirukkural, what he says is that Thiruvalluvan is an immortal poet of Tamil. He says, when a person removes from his mind me and mine, what is not him, whatever we are discussing, I'm just corroborating with whatever Thiruvalluvan says in his Tirukkural. If a person removes from his mind me and mine, the body which he is not actually is, when he is removing from his mind that he is not his body, and any objects, whatever, whether it is whether a person may be his wife or husband, or whether a person, whether a house, whether it may be a person or an house or anything, nothing belongs to him. When he removes from his mind me and mine, these two things are the real reason for the attachment. If a human being removes these two things from his mind, what he says finally, such human being will attain the feet of Almighty, which may not be possible even for the Devas. Devas is something, which we may accept it or not. There is a higher souls which are living in the higher realms. They may not be able to attain that Almighty, but for a person who is staying in this earth, if he is removing from his mind me and mine, he will attain the feet of a SIP, who cannot be attained or who cannot be attained even by the Devas. Like so that he is giving a comment.
So exactly what the Upanishad says, neti tattvamasi,
perfectly,
right?
Perfectly.
So obviously, because the Thiruvalluvar also, what he is doing, he has simplified the complex matter.
Yeah.
What is me? Me
Yeah.
is ego.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what is mind? Mind is mind.
Yeah, yeah.
So me and mind is mind and ego. Mind and
Correct.
ego, the moment you identify with mind and ego,
Yeah.
finished. The moment you are caught in mind and ego, you are destroyed.
Yeah, yeah. One another point also I wanted to add here actually. Normally the nature of the mind is always clinging to the negative. Say for example, if I am praising a person 10 times, you are a good person, you are a good wife, you are a good subordinate. If I am going to praise a person 10 times and insult a person or criticize a person only once, he will not remember all 10 good sayings I have told about him. He will catch only one negative. Therefore, the nature of the mind is always clinging to the negative. What what I wanted to say from this is that also I am saying 10 times if you praise a person, he will not remember one insult or one bad thing you are using against him. The mind of the person will cling to that. Similarly, these attachments, when our mind is attached to the lower forms, maybe a sensual pleasures, maybe Joby, our costume will get changed in this world. As you correctly said, Buddha also said, this world is full of dukkha. There is no sukha in this world. As per him, everything is dukkha. This world is full of sukha. Even the Lord Krishna also says, Dukkalaya masasvatam, or something like that. He says in Gita, this entire world is full of misery. Those who attain me, they alone will get an eternal bliss. Why I am saying this? When the mind of the nature of the mind is always clings to the negative. If when how to be detached as well as to be attached. We should detach ourselves from the lower needs. Our mind may not be knowing how to detach, what to attach, when to attach, and all. Our mind doesn't know. We have to remove the attachments of all worldly things. And
That's
we have
right.
to attach to the SIP. My prayer to SIP is only one thing, sir. I should not be a part of this creation. I want to be a part of a creator. If such kind of a dedication, that intense desire is there, automatically nothing will stop us from attaining whatever we have.
Ignorant people sometimes they ask the question. You know what ignorant people ask? You are telling attachment is bad.
Correct.
Okay, you tell me, then attachment for SIP also is bad now. Ignorant people, what you just now said is a very profound matter.
Correct.
We should be attached to SIP.
Correct.
We should be detached from the lower things of this world, but we should be attached to the higher things of this world.
When the mind is attached to the higher self, automatically the lower self.
Not the mind. When the
not
consciousness. But mind itself cannot attach.
Correct.
The mind cannot attach to SIP.
Yeah, one another answer to the query, whatever you have raised in the now what you told is the ignorant people, when you say something attaching to the SIP itself is wrong. Okay, ignorant people are ignorant people. If you read the Bhagavad Gita, in the end, Lord Krishna advises Arjuna, don't इस गीता को जो भी लोग मुझे नफरत करता है उसको उपदेश मत करो. जैसे this God is giving an advice to those persons who hate me, those persons who don't want to come into this mark, those persons who says that attaching to the SIP is not good or something. You हमको छोड़ दो, उसका जो भी करना है, he will come into the cycle of birth and death. As far as we are concerned, our goal is good. Our goal is supreme, and we should focus on our goal. Definitely we can able to achieve it.
Definitely. Yes, sir. Thank you. Well said, Siba. Thank you, Ahmatma. Siba, Payal, time is getting over. Siba, Payal, Sundar, Ritu, and Chitra. 5 people only. Okay, no more. Siba.
Pranam, Guruji. Guruji, when we realize the purpose of our life, the attachment towards everything vanishes, Guruji. And Guruji, the false identity says that I have played the role of mother, I have played the role of wife, I have played the role of daughter. Everything, all the role I have done perfectly. But the enlightened ego says, what about your responsibility towards SIP? So if you are unaware of, if you don't take this matter as seriously, Guruji, then again you have to come.
So Siba, if you are attached, if you are ignorant and you think I am mother, I am wife, I guess ऐसे सोचेंगे क्या होगा?
you will again have to come back for BLK DRM, Guruji.
तो
So
वही चक्कर तो
वही
to
चक्कर।
be free from BLK DRM एक ही solution है. क्या है वो solution?
You have to enlighten your ego and nothing. Sip, you are everything.
बस और become one with SIP. SIP be a manifestation of SIP. Neti neti tattvamasi. Live with that consciousness. Good. Today you're in consciousness. Payal.
Thank you, Guruji.
Payal and Sundargiri.
Pranam Guruji, Shivoham.
Yes, Payal.
I think for me, the cause of attachment is probably in this today's world is more coming from expectations from each other. And to practice detach attachment, I think it is very important to ground your expectations correctly.
So I'm asking you, Payal.
What is happening?
Payal, when you have expectations, what is the sure result of expectations?
When you say sure result, meaning?
Means all expectations cannot be fulfilled.
Exactly.
Therefore,
So
therefore you have disappointment. You become unhappy.
Correct.
You become miserable.
Correct.
But suppose you cancel the expectations and accept everything as a prasada. Then what happens?
Then you elevate. You go higher up.
Then there's no disappointment.
Yeah, exactly. But
You
to
get the
set
point.
this expectations of not having, this whole expectations is a problem, Guruji, I feel, with most of the relationships.
Correct.
And that's where the whole.
So you have
Sorry,
desire,
go ahead.
you have desires, you have expectations. Now, does it mean that there should be no relationship at all?
There should be, but it should not come with the, criterias, the expectations that you do this for me and then I will do this for you. You should.
Then it becomes a transaction. It becomes transactional, and that's what in true love, there is no expectation. It's unconditional. In the formula of true love, TRUE, you means unconditional. You love without condition. If I say I love you only because I need you, that means I don't love you.
Yeah, I have expectations from you.
Yeah.
And today in the morning, somebody sends me this nice quote. I don't know if it is really, really happening in today's life, but this person has fall in love with someone who never stops choosing you. It's very difficult to get such kind of, relationships like this in today's world. This can only happen with SIP, I feel, not
what's the
with
problem?
people.
But what's the problem? We don't fall in love with somebody who keeps choosing us. We fall in love with somebody whom we are choosing. And because we are choosing, we remain unhappy.
Yeah, so it reminds me of your statement that day, which you told me. You remember we had that discussion of the moment you're falling in love, which means itself you have to rise in love. You should not fall in love. So, I remember that.
I always give people, when a girl comes and tells me, I give the grandfather the advice. The girl goes to the grandfather and says, "Grandfather, I want to marry a boy." The grandfather said, "Which boy?" There are two boys. He said, "One boy whom I'm madly in love." And he said, "Other boy who's madly in love with me." The grandfather told her, "Never marry somebody whom you love. Always
marry someone who loves you."
because when he loves you, that means you are safe. You are set for life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Interesting. Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you, Payal. To close, we have got Sundar, Ritu, and Chitra. Sundar. Yes, sir.
The cause of attachment is the ignorance only, sir. If there is some cause of attachment, that is the only ignorance. The
Ignorance,
others,
ignorance is the primary cause, no doubt. Because because when I am not I, then why should I be attached? Who am I?
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't. Because we don't know who am I, we are attached. The moment we know we are SIP, then we will love all. We will serve all. We will see SIP in all. Then the problem is solved. Ignorance is the primary cause. What you say is correct. Okay, Sundar? Can you hear me?
Shivam, Guruji.
Yes, Ritu.
Guruji, when we realize that we cannot take anything from this world and we cannot take anyone from this world, then we become detached.
What do you mean by we realize? As if we don't know, you don't know it, that we cannot take anybody from this world.
But we forget, no?
So the problem is that we are ignorant. What Sundar said, we are ignorant. And as long as we continue to be in ignorance, then we will suffer. Then there will be attachment. What is the point of being attached with anybody? Will anybody be yours in your life? Will anybody belong to you always?
No, no,
Then why be attached? What is the benefit?
no, no, we should remain detached.
Chitra? Yes. Chitra?
One more thing, Guruji, I have sent a question to Prime Minister in which my daughter syllabus was there. So we Pariksha Pe Charcha. So we can send a question to the Prime Minister. So I have said that why not spiritual education be one of the subjects where the child can cope through all the tough times in the school. And
Then?
so I don't know what will happen, but I have sent.
Okay, let it come. Let the answer come. Okay.
Yes.
Chitra? And then Sudhir wants to say something. Chitra?
Shivoham.
Yes, Chitra.
All said and done with all this knowledge, everything. What is happening to me personally, I would like to share that if some problem comes to me, it is easy to tackle. Means I know that it is my karma or SIP is there, it is a plague. All that works for me. But when I see my loved one going through difficult time, then that time my heart cries. My heart cries, and then I had to console my heart, saying that, wait, everything is according to SIP's plan. I had to console as if I am a different entity. But this is what is happening. This is what is happening.
I understand. So therefore, Chitra, that means you differentiate that person to be yours and somebody else not to be yours. And this you're correct. No, but this is what we have to overcome. Suppose my son is dying, I'm crying. But if the neighbor's son is dying, okay, what can I do? It's his karma. So the moment
here this is happening automatically, and I know that it is coming, it's sprouting from attachment or whatever. With all the knowledge, with all the understanding, everything is there, but still the heart cries, and I am consoling it.
You don't need to console. Chitra, consoling is not the solution. You need to realize. You need to work harder. You need to work harder to realize that I am nothing. And when you realize I am nothing, I am SIP and everything is SIP, everybody is SIP, then this duality will go. This is the problem comes from duality. Attachment comes from duality. Okay. And the moment we realize, then I'm happy you're honestly telling, right? With all honesty, you're telling that my heart cries. Yes. The heart crying is natural, but heart should cry for everybody who's suffering, not just for your own.
It's for everybody. There is, I will not say, but for my loved ones, yes.
So this is the problem. This is where we are stuck, and this is where we get stuck, and this is what makes us suffer, and this is what will bind us in samsara. So we have to snap out of it. Thank you. Last comment, Sundar. There's no time, but quick comment. Yes, Sundar. Quick comment.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, be quick, Sundar.
Yeah. So my connection was weak, sir. That is why I couldn't complete the complete idea what I wanted to share. Yeah. So the main cause is ignorance only. If there are other causes that are only the soft causes, sir. That is not the main causes. The main causes is only the ignorance, and the point here is being detached or being not to be attached is being free or going to enlightenment. So it's the matter of being free or being enlightened. That is the main cause is ignorance only, sir. Others are only the soft causes, sir.
Absolutely. So, my dear friend, thank you, Sundar. Thank you for everybody. Interesting conversation. So, just to close, we have to be cautious of this attachment. Attachment is caused by ignorance. This ignorance will imprison us. It will bind us in misery and sorrow. We will not be able to have detached attachment. We will not have mukti. Attachment is the opposite of mukti. Mukti is the key word. If you want one thing in this world, if somebody asks you only one thing in this world, what you must want, Mukti. Because Mukti is what will make you one with the Supreme. Mukti will liberate you. Mukti gives you happiness. Mukti gives you freedom. But more of it tomorrow. With folded hands, I bow down to you.